Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK. Back at you with another video here to rate the 4-game NBA preseason slate on Thursday. We only have 2 more NBA preseason slates on the year, and then regular season starts on Tuesday, which I cannot wait for. But if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. My name is DK. I make daily videos and live stream for NBA and NFL slates on Draftkings. If you guys are interested in Thursday night football showdown slate between the Bucks and the Eagles, I have a video breaking that one down. Also, I will be live tomorrow. If you're unable to watch these YouTube videos, I also upload an Apple Podcast. Link down below. It's called the DKDFS Show. If you're interested in signing up for premium content, I offer a few different packages on Patreon.com. NBA package, again, we're covering the preseason. NFL package, we cover the main slate and the showdown slates. And then esports package, that includes Call of Duty and CSGO. And I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Prize Picks. Now, I don't see the NBA board yet for preseason. The Giannis one did hit, so congrats if you use that Giannis over. But yeah, for NBA guys, there's a couple different ways you can play if this is your first time watching my videos, not familiar. So the first way is taking over under fantasy points, and the second way is taking over under in like single stats, so taking over in like points, rebounds, assists, three-pointers made. Again, I expect those contests probably later tonight, usually, but they've been late tonight, so keep an eye out for the NBA preseason board. But yeah, if you guys want to try it out, sign up, use my code DKDFS. That's DKDFS, all one word. You'll get 100% match up to $100. So you deposit using my code, $100. You'll get a free $100 to play with on the site. And finally, I want to thank you guys again for all of your support on Twitter, on YouTube, with the live streams. Really do appreciate all you guys. Make sure if you enjoy the content to hit that like button. Try to aim for 100. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell and leave me a comment. All right, so before we get into players and their prices, let's take a look back at my lineup here from Wednesday night. I tell you what, NBA DFS most nights I'm in a lot of pain. This night, especially, I am in an enormous amount of pain. Okay? So let me go over my lineup. Let me go over what happened. You really can't make some of the stuff up that has occurred in the preseason. Like, you honestly can't. But all right, so let's first go over my lineup. Luka, Derrick Rose, Conchar, Kristaps Porzingis, Robert Williams, Peyton Pritchard, Xavier Tillman, and Nikola Jokic. Okay, so I was going over this on Patreon. Original build had Chris Duarte and Domantas Sabonis in there. I'm looking on Twitter. Cannot find any news about minutes. I'm looking for literally like 2 hours trying to find anything about the Pacers. Looking every single Pacer beat writer. Can't find anything. So I come to the conclusion, I'm like, all right, I think there's a chance the starters get limited because they were already shorthanded, right? Brogdon out, LeVert out, TJ Warren out. So I'm thinking, right? They're going up against a shorthanded team on the opposite side. I don't feel like there's a need to play their starters big minutes. So what I said was like, all right, Sabonis, risky play, but I'm going to play it safe and pivot from from Domantas Sabonis to Kristaps Porzingis because the Mavericks, it was a dress rehearsal. So they said guaranteed minutes, fourth quarter. They're going to play it like a regular season game. So what happens? Well, at the end of the third quarter, and I'm not over-exaggerating, the Dallas Mavericks were winning by 60 points. 6-0. It was like 110-50. So, Luka and Porzingis, dress rehearsal, guaranteed fourth quarter minutes, don't come in. And the cherry on top here is, so Derrick Rose, I pivoted from Duarte to Rose once we got that Kemba Walker news. And just, the cherry on top. The Pacers, guys, we get no news of everything. Thank you, Rick Carlisle. They just play the entire game. Sabonis, Duarte, I'm worried they might only play half. No, playing the whole game. They're coming back in the fourth quarter. 50 fancy points plus for each. So I play it safe to get guaranteed fourth quarter minutes if Porzingis doesn't play the fourth quarter. While Sabonis, we know nothing. You figure they're going to be limited, comes back in, plays the entire game, and absolutely smashes. All right, so, and then, yeah, Luka started like 0 of 10 shooting. 15% of people faded Luka, and they got away with it. I got to say, if you faded Luka tonight, you have some serious balls. Congrats. It worked out for you tonight. If we would have played this over again, and let's just say I was building 150 lineups, I would have played Luka Doncic in 150 out of 150 lineups. So if you faded Luka, congrats. You have some serious balls. First, he shot probably his worst game ever. I don't know exactly what he finished with, but he started like 0 of 10. And then second, he actually doesn't come in the fourth quarter, even though we were guaranteed that. So as I said in my tweet yesterday, whatever you think is smart and logical, do the opposite in preseason. And that's literally, you make all the money. So yeah, Conchar was really solid. What up? So I was hoping Williams and Tiller would be out, so it'd be 8-man rotation. If it was, I originally had 4 Memphis Grizzlies in my lineup. And basically, I was still very high in Memphis. Every other Grizzly I put in my player pool, absolutely smashed. Brandon Clark, smashed. Conchar, smashed. Zaire Williams, smashed. Sam Merrill, smashed. Santi Aldama, smashed. You guys want to guess who I put in my core? The one guy who didn't. Xavier Tillman. Who, of that group I just named, is the best point per minute guy of that group. And then, I guess, the ultimate cherry on top. Half the field fades Peyton Pritchard. He is crushing in one half. Has over 20 fancy points. Gets injured. I tell you what, this slate, I think I lost a couple years from my life from tilting this slate. The amount of stuff that, like, pivoting to go safe to Porzingis and pivoting off my 2 Pacers I originally on in Sabonis and Duarte because we didn't get news. And, of course, they play the whole game and absolutely smash at low ownership. And the guys that pivot to don't play the fourth quarter. It's just like unreal. But the reason I am very happy is because we still had some big winners. So let's go over them. Dusty accidentally entered a 5-man. He took first place. Congrats. Takedown season for Max. Won $500. Again, he used Duarte. And yeah, Randall was another guy that we did get news that, they were going to play it close to regular rotation. So I made a post like, I really do like Julius Randle and Derrick Rose. Again, Max, another one. Pretty solid day there. Another solid day. Another small field takedown. Travis with a big night, $300. That's a takedown. We'll take that. And then a couple more in the Discord. So Gus took first, $2,000. You absolutely love to see that. DFS baller with a massive takedown, $75 into $1,200. DK for president. Appreciate that. Couple other ones. Bobby, again, just dominating high stakes. First place, $875. And Killmonger with a big win, 1,100 takedown season. So those are just a few of the big winners, a lot more. But yeah, congrats to all you guys. A few more to go over. Another takedown, second place, $5 into 200, 12 into 165, $600 plus total. Another one on FanDuel, $60 into 629. So that really does make me happy. Even though I had one of the more tilting slates ever, to see everyone still making big money is great to see. Now, not everyone that is on my Patreon made money tonight, right? Because full disclosure, I had Xavier Tillman as a core play. And again, of course, he was the one guy from Memphis who doesn't do anything. So I'm not saying like everyone made money. There's definitely people that lost money, including myself. But to the winners, congrats to you. All right, so we got the tilting out of the way. Unreal slate, just unbelievable. Let's see. Let me refresh Prize Picks. See, sometimes it comes up like when I'm making the video. I don't see it yet for NBA. But all right, now let's talk about this slate, and let's start with Miami. Well, Miami is literally resting everyone. So let me ask you guys this: are you guys ready for Udonis Haslem season? You might think I'm joking. He's actually firmly in play. Udonis Haslem's like 45 years old, and he's actually in play on the slate. So, yeah, right now, Miami Heat has 8, possibly 9 available guys for tomorrow. So, Max Strus is 1, Potter 2, Javonte Smart 3, Stewart 4, Martin 5, Vincent 6, Udonis Haslem 7, Drew Smith 8, and maybe Kezio Opala. I would guess he doesn't play, dealing with an Achilles injury. It doesn't sound good, so I don't think he plays. But yeah, 8-man rotation, possibly 9. So we're definitely going to want some Miami exposure here. Mika Potter, the Wisconsin product, I think is very safe. He had a really big game when they were very shorthanded that 2 games ago. Went for a double-double, 13 and 17. I'm assuming he starts and probably is going to play big minutes as long as he doesn't get in foul trouble. So I like Potter, good amount. Max Strus, we know is a sharpshooter. He'll probably handle the ball at times too. So I think he's got a good amount of upside. Javonte Smart had a pretty solid game when they were very shorthanded a couple of games ago. I have interest there. Stewart is fine, but probably ranked behind a couple other guys. Wish Martin 20 says Caleb Martin. He's certainly viable. He actually started last game. Gabe Vincent, I do like too. He had some big games for Miami kind of at the end of the season. He also played pretty well for Team Nigeria in the Olympics, like Gabe Vincent. And then, Udonis Haslem actually is viable because he's going to play the backup center. Now, I don't think he plays huge minutes, but 15 to 20 minutes probably from Haslem makes him firmly in play, actually. So, yeah, a lot to like here from Miami. Keep an eye on the Kezio Opala news. If he plays, that's 9. So, small downgrade if he does play. All right, moving on to Atlanta. So, Hawks' last preseason game. Starters got like mid-20s minutes. Collins, 25. Hill, I don't know why Solomon Hill is still on this roster, 20. Bogdanovich, 26. Kevin Huerter played 24 minutes. So, and Trae Young missed the last couple games due to injury, but it sounds like he's going to be back. So keep an eye on news. Right now, we don't know how much the starters are going to play. They've been getting like mid-20s minutes. I think that's a fair guess. So we're going to get mid-20s minutes out of Trae Young. He's definitely viable, but probably a couple other stars look a little bit better in later games. So do have some interest in Trae. Just monitor news. Now, if we get news that they're going to play more, then yeah, I have some interest. I will say Miami's the only team that has a game on Friday. Every other team, this is their last preseason game. So you might see some dress rehearsals for some teams. So yeah, Trae Young, considering, obviously keep an eye on news. Clint Capella is questionable. Monitor that one. If he's out, it's a slight boost to John Collins, who would become a decent play in the mid-range. But yeah, Trae Young playing really does downgrade the rest of these Atlanta guys because Trae Young's going to dominate that usage and shoot the ball a ton. So these wings like Hunter, Bogdanovich, Reddish, right? They just really take a pretty big hit. Probably one of those guys gets there, but I don't know if I want to mess with it. I think Gorgie Jane got a little bit banged up. If there's no Capella, that one game, for some reason he played 32 minutes. That's the biggest mystery of all time to me, why. But yeah, really it's Trae Young, a little bit interested in Collins, and then not much else. Moving on to Minnesota and Brooklyn. So they're resting D'Angelo Russell. Starters haven't got the most amount of run. They're getting mid-20s. Cat played 25. Ant-Man played 27. Beasley played 23. And D'Lo had a really good game, almost a triple-double, played 23 minutes. Naz Reid, we know, is a solid point-per-minute guy. He played 20 minutes off the bench. So we'll start with Karl-Anthony Towns at 6'7". I like this price a good amount on him. Again, keep an eye on news. But, going up against that Brooklyn front court, he should be able to dominate, whether it be Blake Griffin, whether it be LaMarcus Aldridge, Paul Millsap. They're all washed up bigs that Karl-Anthony Towns should be able to feast. So I do like Cat. Hopefully we get some clarity on news. In 25 minutes, I still think he can get it done. If he plays more, sign me up for some Karl-Anthony Towns. Ant-Man been a little bit disappointing, but without D'Angelo Russell, that's a pretty big boost. He's going to handle a lot more of the playmaking. He'll have the ball in his hands a lot more. So I obviously have some interest in Ant-Man. Malik Beasley hasn't been the best in the preseason, but he gets a pretty big bump too without D'Lo, so I think he's in play for value. And then a super contrarian play, Naz Reid, a little bit of interest, right? He's been getting some solid run, played 20 minutes last game, a good point per minute guy. So a little bit of interest there. All right, Brooklyn. So last preseason game, starters got some good run. Mid to high 20s. You got 26 for KD, 28 for Harden. Blake played 23. You had Millsap play 21. So start with the big two right now because Kyrie's not going to play for this game. And KD and Harden. If they're going to get high 20s minutes, I think they're both really safe options. Again, these two are just going to dominate the usage. Matchup first is amazing against Minnesota. So I like KD and I like Harden both a good amount. I'm expecting similar run unless we hear otherwise. So again, last preseason game, I like both the stars here for Brooklyn. As far as value goes, a little bit of interest in those bigs. A guy like Aldridge, a solid point per minute guy. A guy like Millsap, Blake Griffin. Even though they're all washed up, they can still put up fancy points. So I think that the bigs, the washed up bigs in Aldridge, Millsap, and Blake Griffin are all viable for value. But besides that, I don't know if I get to any of the guards. Like Bruce Brown, minutes are a little bit too inconsistent. There's just too many. I don't think I want to mess with that. All right, Denver OKC. So the Denver Nuggets in a dress rehearsal game lose to this Thunder team. Excuse me? What? Jokic had a massive game, 30 minutes, almost a triple-double. Will Barton had a really solid game. I'm surprised he played that many minutes coming off injury. Now, it's a back-to-back here. And I was looking for news on Twitter. I didn't see any confirmation yet. But since it's a back-to-back, I'm thinking they might rest some of these guys, right? So we'll see. If the main guys are going to play same minutes, it's going to be another dress rehearsal, then obviously I like Jokic a lot. Barton, MPJ viable. Bones would be a viable contrarian play, right? But if they're going to rest a lot of these main guys, say like Jokic, MPJ, Barton, Gordon, say they rest all the main guys, then there's going to be some value here for Denver, right? Then Bones Highland probably starts and plays good minutes. Would like him. It could be Bull season if they rest a lot of guys. We know Bull was a guy. I played him almost every slate on in Summer League. A couple other, maybe Campozo becomes viable. Keep an eye on Denver. I think there's a chance they might rest some guys. Moving on to the Thunder. So Thunder, they did play the main guys a little bit more. Giddey played 32. He's been playing the most minutes. He's still the guy I feel the best about. SGA actually played 27. Dort 26. Bazley played 27. It's just like Giddey is still the guy for me. He's probably going to get around 30 minutes. I like him. As far as the other other main guys for OKC, they're all fine. I can keep an eye on news. They really haven't been playing big minutes. So like SGA, playable as a contrarian option. But below that, they're really spreading out the minutes. So it's going to be hard for me to feel good about anyone else really on this team, really behind Giddey. Maybe a little bit of interest in a guy like SGA. All right, finally, Lakers and the Kings. So Lakers last game, Big Three played some solid minutes. 30 minutes for AD, 28 for Westbrook, 26 for LeBron. Melo played 25. Bazemore played 20. Chauncey Brown played 23. Austin Reeves played 27. Rondo played 21. They're still a little bit banged up. Young guys, Monk, Nunn, THT all out. But we did get news that the Big Three are going to play significant minutes tomorrow. So I'm thinking they get minutes into the fourth quarter. So with that being said, the Big Three all look really solid. LeBron, Westbrook, and AD. Like all three look really good. If AD starts the 5, he probably looks the best. But yeah, LeBron, Westbrook, both stat sheet stuffers. Great matchup against Sacramento. If they're going to play around 30 minutes, I think, the Big Three all look really solid. Now, besides the Big Three, it's going to be hard for me to feel confident with anyone. Like, yes, guys like Melo, Bazemore, viable. I would have a little bit of interest in Rondo because he's going to play the backup point guard. And they're missing like all their other point guards. And Rondo actually almost had like a triple-double in limited time. 6, 9, and 5. I mean, not really, somewhat close, right? That's the type of stat line Rondo goes for. So a little bit of interest in Rondo as a contrarian play. DeAndre Jordan's back, so he's going to split minutes with Dwight. So I'm probably not going to go to the value bigs, especially with Anthony Davis playing more. So yeah, it's really the Big Three that are the main interest in. Finally, the Kings. Not a ton of news yet. They did rest some guys last game. Fox played 22. Davion Mitchell played 32 minutes. A couple other starters played low 20s. So yeah, a guy like De'Aaron Fox, monitor the status here. Played limited minutes last game. If we know he's going to play bigger minutes this game, then I would have some interest in him as a spend up. The bigs, I'm probably staying away from. It's too frustrating of a rotation right now. This like Tristan Thompson, Rashawn Holmes, Marvin Bagley, Alex Len front court, just disgusting. I don't really want to mess with it. Again, the minutes are just too inconsistent. David Mitchell had a solid game, but we do have Halliburton healed back. So, like, I think it's Fox for me. And that might be it. Like, maybe a little bit interested in Halliburton. Unless we get news they're going to play big minutes. Kings, another team that I'm not as high on. But yeah, guys, that's really going to do it for the video today. So if you have been enjoying the content this far, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you did tonight. Hopefully you guys won some money. If you didn't, let me know who you're tilting about. But yeah, thanks again, guys. Have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.